History is notorious for repeating itself, and you heard it here first. Load-bearing equipment is definitely nothing new. I believe we're in the middle of witnessing a transition. The modern style chest rig that has been very popular in the past few decades is gonna get replaced with load-bearing equipment. This video is meant to showcase the Russian SMERSH rig and its capabilities. While I don't particularly care for them as a retailer, Commando Store did publish an article that showcases the rig and its history quite in detail. Let's do a quick walk around to showcase its capabilities. While not everybody can use frag grenades, the Bravade pouches can be used for various different reasons. The magazine pouches have plastic inserts for structural rigidity, and they also have a divider that is also made out of plastic, which makes it easier to re-index magazines. If said divider is removed, a full Nalgene bottle can be accommodated in one of those pouches, which is really neat. There is also bungee adjustments to make sure the tension is set correctly, and other frag grenade pouches in the rear. I mounted a little knife here to the belt. This particular SMERSH is set up for PKM usage. These two big PKM pouches can be used for various different reasons, and they also have that plastic insert to keep them rigid. I made a little modification by attaching a bungee cord that runs across them. This allows it to not flop around while you run, and it kind of keeps it more controlled. The iconic backpack is something that we'll go into a bit more detail later. The left hand set of pouches is just a mirror of the right side. Here I'm just showcasing how you can use your gear in different ways using the dividers. I am showing here that one of these magazine pouches can easily accommodate up to 3 AR-15 magazines. And again, frag pouches are not just for frag grenades. There is a little piece of webbing there that allows to stash a multi-tool quite nicely in there. One of the big advantages of an LBE setup like this is kind of how easy it is to remove. It also feels really comfortable to wear for a longer time, and especially with the higher weight capacity. I'm laying this down to give you a feel for kind of what it looks like spread out, and then we can see the backpack here. It has an internal compartment for expansion, and this thing can carry a ton of stuff. I don't really have a specific loadout here, but I'm just showing what I put in there to kind of give you an idea. I have a couple waterproofing pieces of kit, kind of like a 6-layer gear and a tarp. But you can definitely fit a lot more stuff in there. It's definitely really useful if you need to put more food or water or anything like that. Something that you wouldn't necessarily need on the fly, but you could use if you have some downtime. Putting it on is very comfortable. There's a belt that kind of takes the majority of the weight, and another little clip that allows the pouches to not flop around anywhere, and then the chest strap. I'll be honest, I never really use LBEs. I always use the regular chest rigs that you would use at the range, and I gotta say, it's really nice to wear, it's really comfortable, and it definitely is important for loadout management. There is so much stuff you can carry in here, but it's also important to manage how much weight you want to really transport around. This goes back to the point of the video being that if you're kind of not in the best situation, and especially if you don't have a constant supply line, it's nice to have the ability to maintain yourself without a major rucksack for longer than a few hours. Speaking of which, the rig is definitely compatible with rucksacks. I personally have an Alice pack, which is pretty comfortable with the rig. It doesn't interfere with it, and you can wear it quite easily. I know I haven't mentioned this quite yet, but this specific rig is made by SSO, which is a Russian company. Therefore, the gear is getting a little more difficult and expensive, specifically from this brand, but that's not necessarily the point I'm trying to make here. There are US companies making modernized LBE systems like Velocity, but those go way up in price. You can easily make your own LBE system using all kinds of different surplus equipment, especially belts, suspenders, and pouches that are readily available on eBay. So you can make something very comparable for a fraction of the cost. Guys, I hope the video was straight to the point, informative, and entertaining, and that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks, and see you on the next one.
I completely forgot what we're doing.